With that said, let's get to the second hotline question today.
Hey, John. How you doing? I got a question. With all the Deadpool stuff or Deadpool 3 coming up and whatnot, what are the chances that we can get Spider-Man in that movie? Maybe Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield, not necessarily Tom Holland. I don't know. What are the chances? Thanks.
All right. Thanks a lot for sending that in. All right. Let me make this clear up front. I do not believe Spider-Man is going to be in Deadpool 3. I don't think they need him to be in Deadpool 3. You make the announcement, Hugh Jack back as Wolverine with Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. You really don't need anything. You don't need to put Spider-Man in that, okay? So I do not believe Spider-Man is going to be in this.
Did you just say Hugh Jack back?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Hugh Jack's back. Hugh Jack's back. Hugh Jack back. Hugh Jack's back. So, but I may not believe that Spider-Man is going to be in it, and I don't. But let me tell you why you could believe it. Because there have been some rumors that maybe Spider-Man will be in Deadpool 3. Well, I'm going to give you the reasons why you could believe it. All right. Number one, my God, the money that movie would make. Because listen, I just finished saying that Deadpool 3 doesn't need to have Spider-Man there, and it doesn't. But with the untold gobs of money that Deadpool 3 is going to make with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, you suddenly throw in there a trailer, maybe say a second trailer. Nobody knew anything about it yet. And then you see Wolverine and Deadpool getting snarky with each other, and he pops the claws. Deadpool pulls the sword, and all of a sudden, whoa, whoa, whoa! And Spider-Man drops down in between them. Are you kidding me? The internet would explode. I mean, it would explode. So you don't need to have him there for this to be a massive, massive hit. But if you did, it would go to the next level too, right? So that's one reason why you could believe the idea or the thoughts that Spider-Man could be in it. Number two is this. It adds a much more interesting story dynamic. Because we've been talking in here about that. I mean, I would love to see Deadpool 3 being a road trip movie of Wolverine and Deadpool driving to the MCU. And I love that idea. They probably won't do that. But you introduce a Peter Parker, suddenly now you add a whole nother level of possibilities of storytelling in the narrative. And so because of the story possibilities, I believe that's the second reason that you could absolutely believe the idea that Spider-Man would be there. Reason number three, you could totally buy it. You have a lot more options today for Spider-Man. You have Tom Holland. You suddenly again have Tobey Maguire. You suddenly again have Andrew Garfield. I mean, hell, you could bring in a Miles Morales. Now, each one of those things have reasons why you wouldn't see Andrew Garfield, why you wouldn't see Tobey Maguire, why you won't see Miles Morales. But I mean, the reality is that there are those options there. So you wouldn't even have to necessarily have a Tom Holland. Hell, if it is a road trip to the MCU, you don't want Tom Holland in there. Maybe you do pull in an Andrew Garfield or a Tobey Maguire or something like that. It's like, hey, man, I'll come along too. I visited that MCU place once. There was some wizard guy there, but I visited it once. I'll show you the way. So, I mean, that's another possibility too. So look, again, bottom line for me is I do not believe Spider-Man is going to be in this for a plethora of reasons. But if you want to believe it, I think those are three pretty solid things that you could hang your hat on for the basis of a belief and maybe your hope to look forward to Spider-Man being in there. Anyway, Rob, let's start with the simplest question. Do you think with all the chattering going on that Spider-Man could be in Deadpool 3? And what would you see as maybe some of the positive reasons somebody could have in believing that it could happen?
I mean, obviously they could be in Deadpool 3. I can't say no, but they could be. I mean, I think with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman doing this, I think all bets are kind of off. I don't think anything is off limits. I think whatever they can touch, they will touch. And I do think to a certain extent, like we've talked about this idea of traveling through the multiverse, making your way to the MCU. And it's only Daredevil. I mean, it's only Daredevil. It's only Deadpool that's getting off. No one else is getting into the MCU. And I think that's kind of funny. I mean, obviously, the only people that are Toby and Andrew. Those are the only people that are getting, because they've been there already.
They visited once.
Yeah, yes. Everybody else ain't getting off. And so, in the way Deadpool is the Pied Piper of Hamelin, leading all these multiverse characters to the MCU, thinking, here's where we're all going to go. And it ends up being a dead end for Deadpool and his friends. But I think that you could bring them in. But you know what? I don't think that you should, John. Because look, we've already seen the Spider people, the Spider-Man, this Spidey.
The Spideys.
The Spidey. They've already done this, and I kind of like what they did with them. And you don't want to overuse that gimmick. I'd rather see like Andrew Garfield used in Venom 3,
Right.
you know, or something like that. I don't think it would necessarily be effective unless, look, if they came up with a really good story reason, sure. I don't know what that is, though. And I think it kind of takes away, look, when you have Hope and Crosby going on a road movie, you know, Bing Crosby and Bob Hope, you don't need to bring a third wheel in to take away from your stars. We got Wolverine and we got Deadpool. Do we need Spider-Man? It might be cool if they could use him, but do we need him?
That would be more like the Bing Crosby, David. Well, why am I freezing on? Who sang "Let's Dance"?
David Bowie.
David Bowie. The Bing Crosby, David Bowie Christmas. Do you remember
the
that?
drummer? Yeah.
Yeah,
Drummer
remember
boy?
that?
Yeah.
It's like,
Bum, bum, bum,
oh,
bum.
David Bowie's here. It's like, well, David Bowie, Bing Crosby. And so that would kind of be like, anyway, Chris, the idea, we've all heard it, the idea of Spider-Man being thrown into this mix as well. Is this something that you could see happening? What do you see as the pros and the cons?
I mean, you could do it. You could do anything with Deadpool, couldn't you? And there's obviously a lot of comics that have a Spidey and Deadpool relationship. Isn't it bromantic would be great to pull from, right? There's so much stuff there of them having this love-hate, sometimes hate-hate relationship, especially with how often the two get confused for one another. I think what's better suited here, though, is if you do pull him in there, a cameo of sorts with a Garfield, maybe not a Holland, because that's a very young Spidey, and a lot of the very sexual and inappropriate jokes made by Deadpool to Spider-Man, I think would just feel oogie to Tom Holland. I know he's a grown man, but he's still a boy to us, you know? He just graduated high school. He just got his first apartment. I think it'd be really, really busy, though, and take away from the dynamic that you've got between Reynolds and Jackman. And I think that needs to be the focus. If we see some other characters pop up as we have before in the Deadpool franchise, I'd love that. Otherwise, I feel like it gets a little too messy. And if I get Spider-Man and Deadpool together, I want them to be the focus. You know
what? Now that you're talking about like sensibilities, I feel like Andrew Garfield has the best matching sensibilities to that.
For sure. I mean, I feel like he was the snarkiest of the Spider-Man. I loved his quips as Parker and as Spider-Man. I really liked him as Peter Parker too. I'm a amazing Spider-Man apologist. He was
love,
great.
yeah.
The
Garfield's
first
my
Amazing
favorite
Spider-Man.
He was so good, and I think he would fit that group dynamic really, really well. I just don't know if this is the film for it.
That second one got me.
All right, guys. Question is for you. What do you think about that? What do you see as the reasons that you could believe that Spider-Man would be in Deadpool 3? And then regardless of that, do you actually think that could happen? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of this video, Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless starting at just $15 a month. And now for the plot twist. I'm just kidding. There isn't one. Mint Mobile just has premium wireless from $15 a month. There's no trapping you into a 2-year contract or opening the bill to find all these crazy fees. There's no luring you in with free subscriptions to streaming services that you'll forget to cancel and be charged full price for. With my old wireless provider, every month when I opened the bill, it was like playing roulette. I never knew how big the bill was going to be, and it always seemed to get bigger. With Mint Mobile, it's totally different. I know exactly how little I'm paying every month, and there's never any surprises. Mint Mobile gives you the best rate whether you're buying for one or a family. And at Mint Mobile, families start at just 2 lines. All plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. And guys, you get to use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all your existing contacts. So transferring over couldn't be easier. So to get premium wireless from just $15 a month and no unexpected plot twists, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. You'll make your wallet very happy at mintmobile.com/Campea.